So, as you can see from the title, this is going to be a story time about my mother's passing. Now, fortunately enough, I'm in a place where I can actually speak on this situation without feeling completely, without going into hysterics and boohoo crying. Because I'm actually starting to grieve her passing. A year later, almost 2 years later, I'm opening up to the thought of, okay, I need to start grieving. But I'm gonna start from the beginning. First things first, let me give you a little backstory. I do have an older sister, but we were not raised in the same household. When my mother, because we have same mother, different fathers. My mother and father were actually married, and after mother gave birth to me in my hometown, we ended up moving to Salt Lake City, Utah, because my daddy was playing semi-pro basketball. Me and my mom has been like this since the time I was conceived in her womb till the time I came out up until the day she died. We have been like this. Everybody called me Lil Trisha. I look like my mama, sound like my mama, talk like my mama, walk like my mama. I am my mama's child. The only difference is that my mother is shorter than me. My mom was 5. I'm 5'9". My mom had to be like 5 even. Cause my mom was hella short. Or maybe 5'5". She could have been 5'5". Either which way, my mom been hella short. Me and my sister are actually taller than my mom. I'm 5'9". I think my sister is like 5'7", 5'6". See, yeah, my mother had to be between 5'5" and 5 even. If you coming in here, don't make no noise, cause I am trying. Matter of fact, nah. You got that phone playing? I will call y'all when I finish recording my video. Yeah, my mom was mad short. So, like I said, we have been mad cool. I mean, of course, we were females. We had our little tips, our taps. My late grandmother used to tell us I was giving my mom the karma, you know. But, oh, Lord, my daughter. I was her little snickerdoodle. What? Okay, well, I'll come deal with that later. I swear, I'm trying to be great. In the 2 times I just laying around not doing a damn thing, don't nobody want to bother me, don't nobody care about shit, they handle their own situations. As soon as I try to be great, oh, now you want to be in my face, I will lock that damn door and make everybody mad. But like I was saying, because it bothered me, my moody ass now. Y'all go see the other side of me, and I've been a cussed ass out, and I could give 4 fucks about how anybody feels on the World Wide Web. Because until you decide to come from behind your keyboard, I don't give a fuck what you got to say. Wrong channel. Wrong channel. But anyway. So June 5th, 2017. I was working at a call center in my hometown. I initially was going to take the day off. It was a Monday. I was going to take that day off and then work my scheduled Thursday. My scheduled day off was a Thursday, and I was going to make up that day on a Thursday. My mom said, no, don't worry about it. Go to work. Your dad's going to be here. Your sister's going to be here. Your nephew's going to be here. Your aunt Tisia's going to come by. She had a lot of people there, so she was like, don't worry about it. Okay, cool. She has been dealing with arthritis, and then she has shingles. And me personally, I feel like my mother was sicker than she let on. And I say that because she know how I am. If she would have told me how sick she really was, I would have quit my job and I'd have stayed home, take care of her and my kids. But she didn't want that for me. She was super uber excited when I got the call center job. She worked in the call center for over 20 years. I ain't that girl. I have a lot of respect for anybody who works in the call center over 5 years. That is the most mentally draining job anybody could ever have. And I always used to talk shit like, what? If you come back in here one more time, we're going to have a big problem. Don't come back in here for nothing. I always used to have that smart comment. Ain't no way you should be tired. All you doing is sitting on the phone talking to people all day. Oh, hunty. That mental exhaustion will kick your fucking ass. You hear me? So June 5th, she went to the local hospital that's literally right across the street from our house, to have an outpatient hand surgery on her wrist. I want to say it was her left wrist. Because, as a matter of fact, I don't know. Let me see if y'all can see. Because I have carpal tunnel in both. She had carpal tunnel because of repetitive motions on the keyboard. I have carpal tunnel because repetitive motions of blow drying. Because I like to use my round brush when I do blow dry. So I need to get one of them casts, especially for the wintertime, because that's when it hurts the worst. But let's see. Y'all probably can't see that indent. Yeah, y'all can't see the indent like I can see that indent. But we both have a major carpal tunnel issue in our left, in our left wrist. So she went to an outpatient hand surgery for that. So I go to work that morning. I didn't see her before I went to work that morning because she was already gone. And one of my coworkers had picked me up to go to take me to work. I got all the way up until I think I was just about to go to lunch. Cause as a matter of fact, I was supposed to I was about to go to lunch because my manager told me when I came back from lunch, he was gonna put one of the new hires with me to train. And I think that was like my second or third person I done trained, and on their QAs, they been busting out the motherfucking hundreds. Cause I'm that bitch. But yeah, cause I remember I was on the phone, I was on a call, and I had looked over my cubicle, and he was like, "That's the one who's gonna be trained. You're gonna be sent with her. She's gonna train you. She's amazing. The other people she trained, they busting out hundreds on their QA." And I waved at the girl, "Hey." And then I noticed when I was towards the end of my call, my nephew called my cell phone, and I'm looking at my phone like, "What nephew doing calling me?" So I didn't answer because I was on the call, and then he texts me, and the text said, "We had to call the ambulance for mommy." I'm looking like, the fuck you had to call the ambulance for her? So I heard the rush to whoever. We was already at the end of that call. So I went ahead and rushed that motherfucker off the phone. Because if he didn't get off, I was just going to hang up in his face. I didn't give a fuck at that point. So I got off my call, and I went out to the cafeteria, and I called my nephew, and I was like, "Nephew." Remote. "Nephew, what you talking about?" Nephew is in the phone. Mommy gone. Gone where? She gone. Gone where? She's not supposed to go nowhere. She just had surgery. Where's she going? Where's she going? What are you talking about, nephew? She's gone. Nah, nephew, you ain't telling what I think you're telling me. Why he hanging up on me? Okay, let me call nephew back because I don't understand why. What is you saying, nephew? What is you really saying to me? Y'all had to call the ambulance for her. We had to call the ambulance for her. She's dead. Nah. I ain't trying to hear what you talking about. What is you talking about, nephew? What are you really saying to me? Why this nigga keep hanging up in my face? I ain't got time for this because he talking about that bullshit. Nephew, why you keep hanging up in my face? What is you really saying? Mommy is gone. She's dead. We had to call the ambulance for her. She wasn't breathing. When he said that, my knees buckled. I fell to my knees and I hollered. All I could say was no. 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 And it just so happened that one of my teammates was already outside. And she came running to me. She's like, "Oh my God, Jericho, what's going on? What's wrong? What's wrong? What's going on?" And all I could say was, she's gone. All I could say was, she's gone. She was like, "Who you talking about?" I was like, "My mom was gone." I'm trying not to do this, y'all. I swear. But when I think about that day, it's like it just fucking happened. So she grabbed me and she held me and she was like, baby, I swear to God, I know your pain. And she was telling me about her mother passing and her father passing right behind each other. So when she said it to me, all I did was just held on tighter to her like, oh my God, she's gone. My mama's gone. She sat right there on the floor with me and she told somebody to go tell my manager what was going on. And she sat right there on that floor with me until my manager came. And she went back into the business. She went back into the office. So my manager came outside. My manager and my team leader, they came outside and they was just fucking holding me. They was like, "Oh my God, Jake, I'm so sorry." I swear I was trying not to cry during this. I'm sorry. So I called. I called my aunt, my mom's baby sister, the youngest of the girls, and I said, "I need you to come pick me up for work." She said, "Okay." 5, 10 minutes passed, and I'm like, "She's not here yet." So I call her again off of my phone. She sends me the voicemail. I hang up. I call right back. She lets it roll over to voicemail. I call her right back. She sends me to voicemail again. I'm like, what the fuck? So my manager said, "What her number? Let's call off of my phone." Cool. So we called off of my manager's phone. She answers the phone, "Hello." My manager didn't even say anything. My manager handed me the phone and said, "Hey, auntie, you still coming to get me?" This bitch hangs up in my face. Mind you, it's the aunt that I'm living with, and when I told her the story, she claimed that she don't remember that shit happening. Bullshit. I remember what the fuck any and everybody said and done to me when my mama fucking died. Clear as fucking day. So my manager got fucking fed up. She said, "You know what? Don't even worry about it. I'm gonna take you home. Let me just go let somebody know where I'm at, because there's no reason you should be sitting here trying to find a way to home when your mama just passed. We're not gonna do that. I'm gonna take you home." So the whole time I'm in my manager's car, riding to the house, I'm sitting in the car thinking like, this shit can't be real. This shit has to be a fucking dream, because it's damn sure not a joke. But this has to be a horrible dream. This cannot be real. And the moment we pulled up into my mother's yard, and I seen all these motherfucking cars in my mama's yard, the shit hit me. I was like, this shit can't be real. This shit cannot be real. So I get out the car and I just kind of stand there looking at everybody like, what the fuck are y'all doing here? Why are y'all here? And I just stood there. For a moment, it took me a while to get out of the car. I was sitting in the car like, this is the wrong house. I'm like, I don't want to be here because this is the wrong house. So I finally got out the car and I started walking to the front porch. And the ironic thing about it, my cousin, who was the first person to run up to me and give me a hug, me and her was slightly beefing because we had a small altercation. We was working together. But all that shit went out the window. The moment she seen me, she ran straight to me and gave me a hug. She was like, "I'm so sorry." Then my aunt was sitting on the fucking porch. She couldn't even look me in my face, so I know she felt guilty. And I walked into the house. And I looked at my nephew. And my nephew looked at me and I was like, oh my God, this shit is real. And I just started crying. And I just started crying when I looked at my nephew because I knew from that moment it was real. It was so real. So I looked for my dad. And when I looked at my dad, I just looked at him like, I shook my head at him. I was like, no. I was like, no. He looked at me and said, I was like, no, no, this is a horrible fucking dream. And anybody who knows my mama, my mother was well loved and well liked and well respected. Like everybody knew who my mama was and everybody loved her. Everybody had nothing but good things to say about my mama because my mama had such a big heart. She has such a big heart. And the girl I went to school with, she graduated a year after me. She used to work with my mama. And when she found out that was my mom, she was like, oh my God, your mama is so sweet. That's my work mom. I can talk to her about anything and everything. She gives me such great advice. And she hit me up on Facebook Messenger and she was like, I am so sorry. She said, that is so devastating. She said, I know who your mother is. I am so sorry. Anything you need, I am here. So, as we're waiting for the coroner's office, well, we're waiting for the coroners to come pick up the body, I go in the room. I didn't think it was going to be this hard to tell this story. I really, really didn't think it was going to be this hard. But this is part of the grieving process. I need to let it out. I will never be able to let it go. I'll never move on, but I need to move forward. And this is part of my grieving process. I have to let this go, but I did not know it was going to affect me this much. So I go in the room and I see her laying on the bed. And I just looked at her. I just looked at her and I was like, why? I told her how much I loved her. How much I'm gonna miss her. How much my kids are gonna miss her. And I wish she wasn't leaving. Amen. And I had to leave. I walked out. I walked out. What? Get from out the door. Go back, do what you were doing. When I left out my mom's room and I walked out the hallway, my dad was standing in the door frame that separates the kitchen and the living room. I could just imagine the look on my face when I looked at my dad. Because the moment I looked at my dad slid to the floor and started crying. He literally slid. He was standing up. He slid and fell to the floor. Once he looked me in my face and I ran to him and I had to get my dad. My son, who was 8 at the time, so all he knew was grandma. When I was pregnant, I lived with my mother. She didn't want me to work while I was pregnant, and she didn't want me to work the first year of him being born. So for like 2.5 years, it's always been me, my mom, my son, my nephew, and my daddy in the same house all day, every day. And then when I did move, my son would live with me, but then he was so comfortable at grandma's house, he wanted to stay with my mama. I had no problem with that. My mom is a baby. Hell, I wanted to stay with my mama. So he would come to me on the weekends. So it was like, that's all he knew besides me, like, was grandma. The week of the setting up, I was a total and complete zombie. I couldn't tell you half of the shit that went on that week. I couldn't tell you half of the shit my kids did. I literally gave up on life for about a good 3 months after my mama died. I didn't care. I quit my job because I wasn't able to focus. I got into a physical fight the first time in years, damn near a decade. I haven't been in a fight since, I want to say that was at my junior or senior year. My senior year of high school, that was the last time I got into a physical fight. So yes, well over a decade. I got into a fight because of that. And it was very, very stressful because my mother was so busy making sure that her brothers and sisters and her kids and grandkids were straight that she let her insurance policy lapse. So my dad is scrambling at the last minute, but you would have never known because he set my mama out of motherfucking style. You hear me? Ooh, excuse me. He set his queen out in motherfucking style, my nigga. She had a powder blue fucking casket with the cream insides, with the golden handles on it. Oh my God. He did that. How he did it, I don't know, but he did that. He set his queen out in motherfucking style. Now, the day of the funeral, she died on June 5th. The funeral was June. I forgot what day the funeral was on. But I do know this much. The day of the funeral was my mom and dad's 20 something, no, 13. They've been together for 20 some odd years. But the day of the funeral was actually their wedding anniversary. Do you not know how fucking painful that had to be? That my dad had to spend his wedding anniversary burying his fucking wife. Somebody he been with for 20 plus years. She died on June 5th. My birthday was June 26th. Give a fuck about no birthday. My mama gone. Fuck all y'all with a sick dick. Fuck y'all. But the day of the funeral, I was out of it. I was so out of it. And as we were walking up to the church, I kind of just stopped, like, and I remember saying, I'm not doing this. I'm not going in there. And I tried to back up to walk back to the limo, and my dad, his twin brother, and their dad, they was like, no, Jerica, no, Jerica, stop, stop. I was like, no, y'all stop. I'm not fucking doing this. I'm not. Y'all not gonna make me believe that this shit is real. I'm not going in this church. I'm not. So I kept going. I kept pushing back. They're pulling me forward. I'm like, no. I said, they was like, stop. I was like, you stop. I'm not. You stop. I'm not doing this. No. I'm going home. They was like, Jerica, you can't go home. When I say to you, that funeral was jam, mother loving pack. I'm surprised they didn't call the fire marshal. When I say everybody from East Jesus Bumblefuck had came out to that funeral, it's been people I've seen at that funeral that I haven't talked to in years. No beef though. It's all love. But we just haven't seen each other in years because, of course, we're both living our lives. It was crazy to see so much love out there. And I was like, I don't want to go be in this rump shaker. But eventually I ended up walking into the church. I was carrying my daughter. My son was walking beside me. And I asked him before we went into the church, I said, do you want to see her? Do you want to see her one last time? If you don't want to, you don't have to. He said, no, I don't. As we're walking down the aisle, he looked at me, he said, Mommy, I want to see her. I said, you need to. So I walked my son to the casket, he looked at her. And my son just broke down. My son broke down. And that shit hurt me so bad. It hurt so bad to see my son so fucking heartbroken because basically our world is gone. When I left out the church, when I said I felt so much love, I felt so much love. I swear I seen some of everybody that I went to school with. Everybody was on Facebook giving me love, sending me snaps, giving me so much love. People came to the house giving me so much love. It was so much love. And we went to the gravesite. I was just sitting there numb as fuck. Like, I was numb as fuck. I was really in disbelief. I cannot believe it. I was there like, I was literally at the gravesite. This is exactly how I was sitting at the gravesite. Numb as fuck. Numb as fuck. My overly dramatic sister go throw her ass on the damn casket. Bitch, it always be's the one who do the most damage who acts the damn fool. When she went to go throw herself on that damn casket, me and my daddy looked at each other, eye to eye, looked back at her, and ain't neither one of us bust a fucking move. We just sat there and looked at her like, you can quit with the shenanigans, baby. Because see, now you have to live with the fact that you didn't rectify your shit. I fixed my relationship with my mama. Because that shit went south and sour because of my daughter's dad with his bitch ass. Yeah, it's about to be 2019. I ain't holding back shit no more. I carry too much trying to make other motherfuckers look good. Fuck that shit. Everybody know who Jerica is. Everybody know Jerica is loud, ratchet, bougie, and all. Because I stand in my truth. Can't nobody shame me on nothing. Because I stand and live in my truth, baby. So we sit here looking at her like, you can't never fix it now. I done fixed my part. That shit gonna eat your ass alive. Because you ain't even attempt to fix it. Now you can't. And now you want to throw your silly, sad ass over this goddamn casket. We looked at each other and just sat there. I don't know who it was. Somebody was like, you ain't gonna go get her? I said, no. The fuck? In my mind, like, the fuck I look like? No, I'm not. So it took somebody else to go get her. That's a show. That's a shenanigan. Straight shenanigan. Because you should have been doing what the fuck you should have been doing while she was... See, that's the shit that everybody be talking about. There's too many memes about this shit and the shit is real. Don't give me flowers when I'm dead. Tell me you love me while I'm alive. So now you want to sit here and fall all over her and, oh, you oh so sad. But what was that same energy when she was alive when you should have rectified this shit? Because we all thought she was going to be here forever. True indeed. But you didn't think one time that even though she's going to be here forever, let's make this right so we can be right forever? I'm all 2019. Keep that same energy. Period. But yeah, ooh, child. Ooh, child, I needed to release that shit though. Because again, the first year, I told people she was in Charleston at a specialist in a hospital that we have no access to because of her delicate condition for a whole year. My mother was in Charleston, which is what, 2 or 3 hours away from me. Yeah. She had a specialist. We just can't go. They call us and give us updates. Now, I know a lot of y'all probably say, well, oh, what had happened? I totally skipped that whole part. So, when my nephew called me, it was after she had her surgery. She came home. She cleaned up her kitchen, did her normal routine. She cleaned up her kitchen, fussed at my badass kids. She went to go lay down. When my dad went to go check on her when she went to go lay down, she was blue and she was cold. He called the ambulance and they said she was gone. Now, we initially thought it was either a blood clot, they gave her something she wasn't supposed to have, or they gave her too much of something. I'm going to tell y'all this. Till this day, I did not ask my dad because I did not want to know. Because there was an initial autopsy and then there was a second autopsy. I just never mustered up the strength to ask, hey, what really happened? Didn't want to know because I was in denial. To me, my mother wasn't dead. Like, till this day, saying that, it still feels fucking weird and awkward. But it's my grieving process. And I'm glad I actually made this video. And I actually didn't cry as much as I thought I was. I'm so proud of myself. That means I am really, truly grieving this situation. Because I really thought I was going to be on this bitch. But I actually did good. I'm proud of myself. But now that I'm actually accepting and going through the grieving process, I'm going to ask him. And of course, I will update you guys because I mean, I'm giving you the story. So, of course, I'll keep you guys updated. This is what actually really indeed happened. But that is the emotional story of my mother's passing. And it's very hard during my pregnancies because with both of my pregnancies, I was up under my mama. Like I said, with the first one, I was already living with her and she didn't want me working. And then with my daughter, I had my own place. I kept my apartment, but I moved in with her up until the day I had my baby. And once I had my baby, then I finally went back home. That's what led me to have an abortion after she died, because I found out I was pregnant a month after, and I was like, dead that shit, which is going to be the next story time that I post up. And now that I'm pregnant with this baby, I'm not as emotional. I'm still emotional, but I'm not as emotional, and I'm more inclined to talk about my feelings. So, yeah. That is the very emotional story time of me losing my mom, my world, my heart, my every fucking thing. So I do have one thing of inspiration. I don't give I don't care. You now, if your mama's a crackhead or a dope fiend, and she's like really doing the absolute most, because it has to be an extreme situation for you not to try to build a relationship with your mother. But if it's something that you can overlook, if it's something that you can rectify that shit. Because trust me, you don't want your world shaken and rattled when she leaves and you realize, damn, I can't call her, I can't see her, I can't fix this, I can't talk to her. This shit will fuck your ass up. So fix that shit. If it's that minor bullshit, fix that shit. Because you only get one. And when she's gone forever till God calls us all back home. Okay?